Forky, brother! Ben, we have got to talk about Toy Story 4. The calendar says it's November, but I think it must be December because Christmas has come early. We have a brand new Toy Story 4 teaser trailer, which despite its mere 87-second length, still manages to introduce a new character, Forky, and introduce some odd questions like why doesn't he belong there and how is he able to come to life? Well, don't you worry guys, we got you covered. Fantastic news, you guys. Carlin Brothers coffee has officially begun shipping. We've been getting awesome pictures from you guys on Twitter and Instagram all week. If you haven't gotten your own bag yet, they are now available at CarlinBrothersCoffee.com. Toy Story 4. So not only did they come out with the teaser trailer, but they also came out with teaser posters because that's a thing now. And they look great. But the one that really got me, that touched my heart, was this one, the first one of a lone, solemn looking Woody. I mean, this is some pretty powerful branding when you don't even need to include the name of the movie. And like, I kid you not, this image of Woody just gave me chills. Why are you tipping your cap, Woody? Are you saying goodbye? Because it looks like you're saying farewell, I'll never see you again. I mean, the lighting certainly isn't helping. I mean, are you gonna die? Are they gonna kill you? Are you gonna die? Because, Woody, my body is not ready for that. I'm already tearing up. It also doesn't help that Tim Allen and Tom Hanks, the voice of Buzz and Woody, have both now said in interviews that the ending is so emotional that they could barely record their lines. Tom Hanks literally said, "When I went in for my last day of recording, I wanted to have my back to them because usually you're facing them so you can look right up and you can talk about it, but I didn't want to see them and I wanted to pretend they couldn't see me. When I realized what they were asking for, I realized, oh, this is a moment in history." Tom, you're killing me, man. You are killing me. And you better not be killing Woody. I mean, for God's sakes, I'm wearing Woody's shoes today. But enough of the posters. I think we need to move on before the actual tears start flowing. Let's talk about Forky the Spork. My initial thought is, oh my God, this character is hilarious looking, as is anything with mismatched googly eyes. In fact, challenge for you. If you happen to have some googly eyes, go put some mismatched ones on anything in your house at all and take a picture and share it with us on Twitter. We'll all have a laugh. In fact, I'll help you out. If you don't have your own googly eyes, I'll put a link to order some off Amazon in the description. Just go nuts. My second thought was, whoever named this guy obviously doesn't know what a spork is. Like, why is he called Forky? But the real big questions that pop up after his 2 lines in the teaser trailer. I don't belong here! I'm not a toy! What does he mean, I don't belong here? I mean, it's pretty open-ended and just off the top of my head, I can think of at least 4 explanations. If we go to Forky's character poster, we see him looking as confused as ever, holding up a fork and a spoon, which is reminiscent of this scene in WALL-E. Aw, he eventually gets reunited with his family. But in the poster, Forky is obviously wondering, how does he fit into this situation? Which could mean the I don't belong here exclamation is just him announcing that he should not exist, that he is some weird mutation form of plasticware, neither spoon nor fork, but what am I? Although why he would assume those 2 things are natural, but he is not, is kind of a mystery, but either way, I don't think that's the actual explanation. But if you examine the spoon and the fork a little bit more closely in the poster, you can see that both of them are from none other than Pizza Planet. Which would kind of suggest that Forky himself is also from Pizza Planet, and maybe in Toy Story 4, we will also get to go back there, which would be awesome. But if he is from Pizza Planet, then maybe all he's saying is that, hey, right now I'm not at Pizza Planet, I'm here with wherever you guys are, and so I don't belong here. But again, I don't think that's it. I mean, the aliens are from Pizza Planet, and they don't seem that concerned where they've ended up, although they do have fond memories. I think it's probably also worth noting that he's not just made of a spork. There's also the googly eyes, pipe cleaner, what I hope is not gum, and popsicle sticks for feet, and a rainbow sticker. And as for the mouth and eyebrow, I'm actually not sure what they're made of, but if you ask me, they kind of look like pull and peel Twizzlers or some other licorice-esque product. And so we figured, hey, if all these things came out at the same time, maybe we could place where in time he's from. The problem is craft supplies are pretty timeless. Googly eyes and pipe cleaners both came out in the early 1900s, and sporks came out in the 1870s. But Twizzlers, specifically pull and peel Twizzlers, came out in 1994, 1 year before the original release of Toy Story. which feels important because it means this character, this Spork, could have been created back then. Which is to say, it's possible he wasn't made by Bonnie, who we know from the description of the film will be the one introducing this character to the other toys, but not necessarily the one who made him. I think Forky could have been made by Andy. The fact that he's also holding Pizza Planet utensils would kind of support Andy rather than Bonnie, since it was one of his favorite restaurants.
Pizza Planet? Oh, cool!
Plus, he has that little rainbow sticker on his foot, which, yes, I do agree, is pretty generic. But it is also part of the logo for Sunnyside Daycare, which we know is home to many craft supplies. And it's pretty likely that Andy himself attended Sunnyside at some point. To which you might be saying, how is that likely? They don't even live in the same house they live in for Toy Story 1. That was the whole plot of the movie. We literally see them move. Yes, true. We don't even learn about Sunnyside Daycare until after Toy Story 1. But when they move, it's not very far away. It's within driving distance of their original house. It's just a smaller house in the same area. And the fact that Andy's mom has a relationship with the lady at the front desk at Sunnyside makes it sound like she's been going there for a while.
Hey, how are your kids? Molly and Andy?
Not kids anymore. Andy's going to college on Friday.
What?
Also, Bonnie is probably still attending Sunnyside in Toy Story 4, so she could presumably find this old discarded craft somewhere and bring it home and reintroduce it to all of Andy's old toys. Because let's face it, if you ask me, it doesn't really matter if Andy's not in the movies anymore and if he gave them away at the end of Toy Story 3. If the movie doesn't somehow revolve around his relationship with the toys, then it's not really a Toy Story movie. So it could also be when Forky says, "I don't belong here!" Not that he means he doesn't physically belong in that space, but that he doesn't belong in 2019. I think in this movie, we are finally going to get the answer to what actually happens to a toy that is completely lost and forgotten for many years, but then happens to be found. And I think this will push the plot of the movie. We'll discover what happened to Forky to cause him to have this weird memory gap. And along the way, we'll discover the deeper meaning to the second thing he says in the trailer. I'm not a toy! Not a toy. Like, why is that even a concern of his? I mean, I guess because it means he feels like he shouldn't be alive? But it brings up some interesting questions like, what makes you a toy, or qualified to come to life, if you will. For the most part in Toy Story, it seems like the rule is if you have a face, then you're able to come to life. But there are some obvious and notable exceptions, like for one, the hockey puck in Toy Story 1. The puck does have arms and legs though, so maybe that excludes it. And then there's also Etch and Mr. Spell.
Thank you, Mr. Spell.
Neither of which really have faces at all, but both of which are able to move around and communicate. On the other hand, you have things like the Luxo Ball and the Magic 8 Ball, which despite being toys, never come to life at all and are pretty much just objects. Also interesting that Forky isn't even the first toy we've met that doesn't think he is a toy. Because that very thing is pretty much the plot of Toy Story 1. Although, wait, didn't I say it was moving? Well, it kind of is. It's both. It's both. Point is, Buzz doesn't think he's a toy either. He thinks he's a space ranger. But that is still a little bit different because Buzz still believes that whether or not he's a toy, he should be able to come to life. Forky doesn't think he should be able to come to life. But even there, he's obviously wrong. When we visit Sid's room, pretty much all of his toys are just disassembled and reassembled things. They are craft projects in a sense. A twisted and terrified sense that still gives me nightmares, but you know. I mean, I guess if you really want to split hairs, you could argue that those toys started as toys and got reassembled into other ones, whereas Forky started as completely nothing. He's just a fork with an added pipe cleaner and now he's somehow alive. But really, what makes him a toy and able to come to life is the same as any other toy we've seen in the series. The love and affection and memory of a child. We see in Toy Story 2 that Wheezy has almost been completely forgotten, and as a result, he's suffering. But we've never seen a toy that was truly forgotten, which is what I think Forky is going to be in this movie. So he will have effectively died, but now he's come back to life, which is why he thinks, I don't belong here! But with all that said, does that mean Toy Story 4 is going to be about a spork? Because I certainly hope not. Here's my theory for Toy Story 4, based solely on this 87-second teaser trailer where a bunch of toys dance in a circle and then fall over. I think throughout the movie, we will learn the history and the rules of toys dying via Forky. But as the plot progresses, we'll realize these rules are actually going to apply to a different character, Woody, who will realize that much like Forky, he has suffered something like this and has some missing memories. In fact, that's not even a new idea. In Toy Story 2, Woody has no idea who he is.
Why, you don't know who you are, do you?
So the real story will actually be about Woody's past and what he forgot and how he ultimately ended up with Andy to begin with. So maybe it's not Toy Story 4 or Toy Story 4K, but Toy Story B4. Because the biggest thing that's been bothering about even making Toy Story 4 is that how is it going to get back to Andy somehow? Like, the story was so compelling, but it ended. How do you pick up and move on from that without bringing him back in? We grew up with the whole story. We watched the whole thing. It's perfect. It opens with clouds, it ends with clouds. But really, we definitely know we saw the end. But did we actually see the beginning? That's how you do it. Not telling the story of post-Andy, but discovering the secrets of pre-Andy. Or, as we once called it, Toy Story 0. Ugh, is it June yet? Ben, my question for you and everyone else is, what do you think? Will Toy Story 4 actually be more of a flashback, pre-Toy Story story? Let me know your thoughts in the towel section down below. Hey guys, wow, is it getting cold outside? Make sure you snuggle up this winter and get all Huga with this brand new YouTube is my playground hoodie, available now at SuperCarlinBrothers.store. Guys, thanks for watching. As always, please remember to leave a like on this video if you haven't already, and subscribe so you don't miss any future Pixar action from us. If you want to see the entire story of Toy Story 0, you can check out this video right here, or if you want to see the entire Pixar theory, we've updated it up through 2018, you can check out this video right here. But Ben, that's all I've got for you today, man. I will see you in another life, brother.